Hey everybody, welcome to GoToKitchens.com. My name is Leslie and I am here to talk to you about parsley. Look at that, you're like in a parsley forest over there on Periscope. How you guys doing today? Welcome here on Facebook. It's glad to have you here. Glad to see all of you guys over on Periscope as well. Thank you guys so much for being there. Hey, look at that. Is here. I knew you'd be here. How you guys doing today? How is your St. Patty's Day festivities going on? I'm just wearing green, I want you to know. When I wear green, it makes my eyes really green. Just kind of crazy. It's like this weird reflection or something. I know, Parsley and Pumpkin is here to talk about parsley. Dang, I'm a little intimidated, I have to say. All right, so let me introduce myself super quick. My name is Leslie. I have a website, GoToKitchens.com. GoToKitchens.com is a website where you can find all kinds of great recipes. There is all kinds of great blog posts. There's lots of health and wellness information over there. I work with a lot of health and wellness professionals, getting the best recipe to make you guys the healthiest as possible. Personally, I consider myself a light bulb expert. And what that means is that 3 years ago, after I was diagnosed with cancer, I started having light bulb moments in my health. So for 3 years, I've been collecting all of these light bulb moments, and that's what I share out to you guys. And I continue to have them on a regular basis. So today, parsley is definitely a light bulb moment because I have to tell you, I was cooking one day and I was cooking for some friends. We cook for friends routinely on Sunday afternoon for Sunday evening. And I was cooking and I was doing some research on parsley. This has been a couple of years ago. And I was doing some, happy St. Patty's Day, everybody. I was doing some research on parsley and I started understanding more and more what a total superfoods, total antioxidant powerhouse that it was. And then I started researching how much you needed to eat to get these benefits, and it was like, oh my gosh, not very much. And so now parsley gets added to everything. I swear to you, parsley gets added, raw parsley gets added to a lot of things. Now, Robin likes to make a joke. Robin's my husband, by the way, if you don't know that. Robin likes to make a joke that when we go out to dinner, he doesn't want parsley anywhere on his plate. And so when he orders, he's like, and by the way, I don't want any parsley in anything, not in my tea, not in my, whatever he's drinking. He makes a big joke about it. So parsley in our household.
It's not funny.
It is funny. Parsley in our household is just for me and my friends, not my husband. I just got water all over myself. So funny. So he is anti-parsley. Sorry, Molly. So if you guys haven't done it already, right down here in the corner on Periscope, there's a little guy. If you could just tap him right on his head and share it with your followers, that would be great. You can also share out on Twitter and Facebook. On Facebook, you can share with your followers here as well. And if you want to follow me and get updates when live broadcasts are going up, me and my parsley, then please up here in the corner, click that follow live broadcast. So no, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like parsley. He doesn't like a lot of things. He eats parsley. He doesn't even know it. But I can't put it on his plate or garnish his food or anything with it. So a lot of us think about parsley and we think about it in the way that it is a garnish. So you go to a fancy pants restaurant or whatever, and they lay a sprig of parsley on your plate to make it look pretty or whatever. And that's what most of us think about when we think about parsley. So raise your hand if you're here, either place, Facebook or on Periscope, raise your hand if you primarily leave the raw parsley when it's in a sprig like this on your plate and you don't eat it when you're in a restaurant. How many of you do that? Raise your hand. I don't anymore, but right? You just, I know, right? Oh, you eat it. Good for you. So, yep, you just leave it there, right? You're like, oh, dang, I'm not going to eat that. That's just there for looks. So this is amazing plant that has amazing nutrients for you. So we talked about a little bit, I know you shouldn't though, right? So we talked a little bit, a lot of you guys are saying freshen breath. Absolutely. It is a natural breath freshener. So after dinner, pick up that parsley, put it in your mouth, give it a quick chew, swallow it. I promise you, it just tastes like something really green. And it will freshen your breath like that. So especially if you had something, if you're on a date. I'm going on a date tonight. If you're on a date, it's great for that. So yes, absolutely. So parsley in a very small amount is an antioxidant powerhouse. Antioxidants fight free radicals in our body and help with oxidative stress from toxic chemicals that enter our body through breathing, through the food that we eat, through medication, through our skin with the products that we're using on our skins, anything like that, any type of toxin that enters the body, antioxidants actually go in and clean sweep those out. It helps fight those free radicals and those damaging, causing elements in the body. So, and that's called oxidative stress, which actually can start cellular damage. So it starts damage, right? So it starts damage at a cellular level. So those types of stresses in our body can cause things like cancer, heart disease, autoimmune diseases, all those kinds of things stem from those types of oxidative stresses in our body. When you eat something that is power-packed with antioxidants like parsley, you actually begin to reverse the effects of those things. So eating your antioxidants is really, really, really important. Parsley is great at that. So it does it in a couple of ways with this. There is something in parsley, there is something in parsley called a terpenoid. And so a terpenoid is actually a plant chemical or a phytochemical that actually helps balance cholesterol in the body. It can actually, terpenoids have actually been proven to fight certain cancers like lung cancer. It helps with your heart stress. It helps with all kinds of things. So that's one way. That's a very powerful way that it does it. It's super high in vitamin K and vitamin C, which actually react in the body as a antioxidant. Vitamin K is really great for protecting your bones. We always have heard, a lot of us, our entire lives, that we need to drink milk to protect our bones, right? That we need to eat dairy products to get the calcium to protect our bones, or take a calcium supplement. Actually, it's the vitamin K that can really, really help protect our bones, and that's found in a lot of dark leafy greens and all kinds of fruits and vegetables, actually. But parsley is super, super high in vitamin K. So you get, I think it's like, I can't remember, it's a huge amount in half a cup of parsley. So it's a lot. Of course, it kills bad breath. The reason it does that is because it is actually great for fighting temporary type infections in the body. So it's going to boost your immune system, and it does that on your palate very quickly and kills bacteria, odor causing bacteria, but it also does that in your body. So it's not just great for your breath, it is actually great inside of your body as well. So just, hey Lars, it's good to see you. So it's just keeping that in mind, right? So the Romans knew something about this because in ancient Rome, they actually ate large amounts of parsley in the morning. And that was probably to help fight off that bad breath throughout the day. And it can actually help in body odor. It helps in a lot of things. It kind of clean sweeps through the body. So think about the parsley going through your body, clean sweeping everything out. It's a big old eraser, or a little bitty eraser. So yes. It helps fight inflammation in the body. It is tons of vitamin C in parsley. Small amounts of parsley equal large amounts of vitamin C in the body, which helps fight inflammation. And last but not least, it is a natural diuretic. So if you're trying to fit into your bikini, no, I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. But it is a natural diuretic in the body. It will help reduce inflammation, therefore help water retention, which helps with all kinds of things in the body. A lot of synthetic chemicals that we're putting in our body is actually, especially medications, is actually helping to reduce that. It actually causes inflammation by temporarily reducing it in the body, because it stresses the body out so much, but parsley does it naturally. But that's what we're trying to fight. We're trying to fight those fluids in the body and that inflammation in the body that comes from those fluids. So parsley is a natural diuretic that can help you with that. So there's the spiel on parsley and why you should stop leaving it on the side of the table. Sometimes I don't want to just eat the parsley, quite frankly, and I get that. It is not like super yummy. I have to tell you a funny story. So growing up, I was exposed to all kinds of religions. My parents are very Christian, but they exposed me to different types of religions, really, so I could just make up my mind what I wanted to be. They never tried to force me into a box and say, this is what you're going to be. So I was exposed to different types of religions. I had yay, 3 cheers for parsley. So I was exposed to different types of religions, and so I was not allowed to talk to somebody or play with somebody because they had different views than me. And so one of the religions, of course, that I was exposed to was Judaism. And so I actually went to a Passover meal with a friend of mine who was Jewish, and experienced Passover, which was a beautiful traditional celebration. And I remember sitting there wide-eyed going, wow, these people know a lot about this stuff. And it was just amazing. I enjoyed the ritual of it. I enjoyed the food. I enjoyed everything. And then it came time to have the parsley. And I have to tell you, I can't remember exactly why we did it, but to take the parsley, to dip it into sea salt water and to eat the parsley. And at I think I was 12 or 13 years old. And at that point in my life, that was a big deal. I was like, I don't think I can do that. And they're like, no, just please, hey, Arlo, just please, it's just part of the celebration. Just try it. If you don't, you can just spit it in your napkin or something, I was like, okay, I did it. And I swear the whole time I was chewing it, I must have been like, it just was so awful to me. So now I can actually tolerate eating raw parsley, but yeah. Yes, yeah. So it was very special. It was a very special occasion. So yes, absolutely. And I loved it. They allowed my Christian being to be at their Jewish celebration, and it was amazing. So, but it was just so funny. That was my first experience with raw parsley. And then from then on, I was like, I'm not eating that stuff. I've had it before. It's no good. So I understand that if you don't want to just take it and stick it in your mouth, what I would ask for at a restaurant is just a sharp knife and just put it in some little chops, or ask them to take it back to the kitchen and chop it for you and then sprinkle it on your meal if you wanted to do that. But really my big point here is to have it in your kitchen on a regular basis. Parsley is amazing for you. We joke in this house about once a month we have a big spaghetti dinner here. That's just, I home make the sauce. We have a big giant spaghetti dinner. And it's funny because nobody will eat their spaghetti, except Robin, without parsley now. Everybody wants the parsley. Let's get the parsley. And it's like, do you have parsley? Make sure you have parsley. It doesn't matter if you have Parmesan and all of that. It's like, do you have the parsley? So we make sure that we have the parsley here. So let's talk about how to store it, how to chop it, what to do with it, what to put it on, all those kinds of things. So there are 2 types of parsley. I only have one kind here because I don't use a lot of flat leaf, but this is the curly parsley. I prefer personally the taste of curly parsley that's getting kind of tongue-tiedy there. Curly parsley to the flat leaf Italian style parsley. So flat leaf is still parsley. It's just a nice flat leaf. That is actually awesome to cook with in recipes, but I eat a lot of parsley raw on meals. So I actually prefer the raw flavor of the curly parsley. So yes. No, not necessarily, actually, Linda. To my knowledge and what I've read, there may be just tiny amounts of bitterness, but nothing that would deter you from one or the other. So the margins are very small there. They might be slightly different, but the margins are very, very small there. So go with the one that you prefer the taste on. If I can get you to eat parsley, I don't care which one you eat. Right? My brother-in-law grows parsley. It's so cool. I love it. It's such a beautiful plant too, right? Yeah. All right. So the Italian flat leaf parsley, I call it Italian, I don't call it flat leaf. The Italian parsley or the flat leaf parsley, same thing, actually has a more robust flavor. So I actually prefer that like in soups and stews. I prefer that when I'm actually going to cook with it. So when I make my pasta sauce, my tomato-based pasta sauce, or spaghetti sauce, whatever you want to call it, I actually use our marinara. There, I got it right. I like the flat leaf in it, but if I'm just gonna eat it, I like the curly. So that's just me. You do what you like. Experiment, find out what you like. The great thing about parsley is this whole thing, organic, is like 99 cents. So yes, but it's still $1, right? So let's be, yeah, I know, pasta, spaghetti, but people know it in different ways, so I like to cover all my bases. So yes, so this has actually been in my refrigerator for about a week now. What? It's still so green and pretty. How do you do that? It's still so full of life. So Texas pasta, right? I know, Texas pasta, spaghetti and meatballs. So we don't eat it very often, like once a month, and even then it's brown rice pasta. We don't eat traditional white flour pasta anymore, ever. So but yes, so we have this has been in my refrigerator for about a week. This is my storage tip. This is what I recommend. Parsley doesn't matter if, right, a bouquet in your fridge is so pretty. Parsley doesn't care if it is room temperature or if it is chilled. It either way is completely fine with parsley. So probably for the first few days, I just leave it on my counter because typically I'm working with a recipe. As it starts to get yellow bits inside of it, actually, you know, I can notice near the stems and stuff, it'll get some yellow bits. I pull those out and I move it to the fridge. So this is my container that I keep my cilantro and my parsley in the same container. So what I do is I just chop the ends. Let's move the camera so we can get some camera view down here. So hold on. So I just chop my ends of them, and you can do this with a knife or you can do this, I kind of do it at an angle. Think about when you are cutting like flowers, if you cut them at an angle, that prevents their stem from laying flat on the bottom of your container and not sucking up water. When you do a fresh cut on parsley, same thing. See how my knife is at an angle on the stems? You're just going to do a fresh cut. As soon as you bring it home from the store, just do a fresh cut. This will allow the stems to open up and receive the water. And then I just put that in there and then add a little water to that. Now then, I buy organic, sorry, I know my big head's right in the frame there. Just fill it up with a little water and it's ready to go. It can sit on my counter like this for long periods of time. It can sit on my counter like this for a week or more. This one, actually, I started noticing some yellow bits in it. I actually still have them here in the sink. You see how they get yellow like this? When they start getting to the end of their lives and losing their color, I actually just pull those bits out because it can, right? Cats are like, yay, parsley! So yes, yep, stems go in the trashy veggie stock. You're exactly right, Linda. So yes, yeah, you could absolutely, everything on the counter. So this just sits in here like this. When I'm ready to use it, I use my kitchen shears, my beautiful kitchen shears that my husband gave me for Christmas that I love. Okay, anyway, I use my kitchen shears and I just cut off bunches of it. Now I eat the stem and all. The stem has a little bit of bitterness to it, and I understand if you don't want to eat it. But we eat the stem and all in here. We just chop it up really nice and fine. The cilantro, actually probably a day or so on the counter, but it actually likes cold. So so it actually likes cold, and so it doesn't really do so great on the counter. It likes to be in a cooler environment. So yes, there are nutrients in the stem, and that's why we eat them. So so the other thing that you can do if you want it to keep even longer, I typically use it within a week, but I've been saving this because I wanted to show you guys this and I bought it over the weekend, or actually before the weekend it was last Friday actually that I went grocery shopping. So so I wanted it to be nice and fresh, and so I've been keeping it in the fridge like this, and it stayed really nice. You can see it's not hard or dry. It's actually quite soft still. But the other thing that you can do if you want it to keep even longer is you can put a plastic bag over it and put that in the refrigerator. That actually will help incorporate the moisture back into the leaves and create like a little greenhouse around. You could do that on the counter too. Leave it, that will actually create a little greenhouse around the parsley, and keep it even much, much longer, probably up to 2 to 3 weeks. But honestly, once you start understanding how to incorporate parsley into your meals, you're probably going to eat it a lot faster than that. So yes, absolutely. But it can just sit on, you can put the bag over it on the counter as well. But I don't like a lot of plastic surrounding my food, so I tend not to do that, but you can do that, absolutely. There are actually bags designed for it that are kind of paper that do the same thing, but I don't even invest in those. I eat it faster than that, so. Yeah, yes. And so that is, thank you for saying that actually, Linda. So parsley is a herb that is available year round fresh. It is very hardy. It grows very, very well. Hey Joyce, hey Leah, it's good to see you. So it grows very, very well. It's a very, very hardy plant. In fact, my brother-in-law who lives in Tucson can actually grow it year round. And we could here if I kept it indoors, but yes. And so it's available fresh kind of year round. So yes. All right. So you're so funny, Harlow. You guys stop. I'm going to make you geniuses. All right. So always, 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 and I forgot to discuss this yesterday, when you're working with your knives, right? And you've washed your parsley or your hands might be wet or anything like that. Never, never, never pick up your chef's knife with wet hands. There's a couple of reasons. Now, the hand that you're using to guide is absolutely fine, but the hand, I'm left-handed, so the hand that I'm using to chop, I never want that to be wet. This creates slippage. It can cause you to cut yourself. It can cause you to destroy the handles of your knives, okay? Because the oils and waters from your hand, these are wood handles actually. These are nice, beautiful. These are not synthetic, dirty, sorry, handles. And so you want to not do that, because here's the thing. You're going to do a pinch grip. You see how my hand is wrapped around my knife and then I pinch it right here at the end of the knife, just like that? That is a pinch grip. This is going to give you most control of your knife, okay? So if you're holding it back here, it's very popular to do this. It's very popular to cut like this. How many of you cut like this? Does anybody here cut like this when you're cutting things? You cut with your finger extended over your blade where you feel like you have some control, right? Okay, yeah. So I want you to try this. I want you to try choking up on your handle just a little bit. Sorry, my ring's in the way there, right? Okay, a lot of you. So I want you to make your 3 fingers like this, and then I want you to do a pinch grip around the knife. This is actually going to give you more control. This is going to give you more control than this, okay? This actually doesn't allow you to move your knife very well when you're on the cutting board, right? You can see the pressure that I'm putting down on my knife, and I don't have good control over it. When I pinch it here, I actually have more down force and I can control it so much easier. All right, so chopping parsley can be difficult. Flat leaf is actually a little easier than curly. But what I like to do is I like to take it. It will want to naturally bunch up. So I like to take it and I like to start it in a little roll, okay? And do a rough cut. Moving my hands back in a claw figure. You see my hand here where I'm guiding the blade along my fingertips. Just like that. Getting back here. Sorry, I almost got my finger underneath the blade. Good Lord. That's a great thing to do. Teach a knife class and cut your finger. Keeping my thumb tucked out of the way, my fingernails out of the way, if you have long fingernails. And this is going to give you a rough chop. All right, a rough chop in your parsley. Oh my God, it smells so good. Lefties are smart, right? You stink at chopping. So did I, but I have to tell you, it hasn't been that long ago that I've been talking to you guys about I needed some improvement on my knife skills, and I am slowly getting those. So it is coming to me. Now, my hand, of course, completely dry in my pinch grip. So that is a rough chop. This rough chop is amazing for stews, for soups. I actually like rough chop tabbouleh if I'm going to make tabbouleh. But if I want to put it in a pesto or something like that, and I don't want to run it through a blender, I want to give it a fine chop. Or if I'm using it as a sprinkle or a garnish on top of something, I want to give it a fine chop. So that starts, and you're going to work in a kind of half a moon way here. So one hand on the back of your knife, palm flat, back of the knife, right? And you're just going to move your knife through the parsley, back and forth, just a couple of times, no more than 4 times. This is the reason why. So let me do it one more time here and show you. It's going to spread out as we go along. I'm going to come back through again. 4 times is max. The reason being is because if you do it more than that, you're going to end up bruising your parsley, and you're going to leave all of your flavors on your cutting board. So you don't want to do that, right? You do not want to do that. So this is a nice, it could have actually been a little bit finer. It's hard for me to do that and look at comments and be on camera chopping and all that kind of stuff. But this would be, I would love this. I would take this and garnish this on just about anything. So you can see here, you get a nice fine sprinkle. If that was on a plate, you get a nice fine sprinkle on there, right? Cool? Everybody good? That's right. Don't beat up your parsley. It does not want to be beat up. And you want all your flavors, because when you chop a veggie or anything like that, it actually releases a little plant oil in there that gives it that beautiful, that's when it releases its aroma. It smells so good. It smells so fresh and yummy. Yeah. So perfectly perfect. And then of course I have my scraper here that I use to move my parsley from one area to the other. So let's see how much parsley we just cut up. I think we cut up about 1/4 of a cup. Yes. So we just cut up it's hard to see in here. We just cut up 1/4 of a cup. So another bunch like that, which was not very much, will bring us to 1/2 a cup. And 1/2 a cup of parsley, that has all of the nutrients that one would need. Now, you don't need that in an entire day. You don't need to eat 1/2 a cup of parsley a day, although you could. But it has tons of antioxidants. It has tons of things in there that are super, super good for you. So try to get your parsley in, right? All right. So yes, if you do not have sharp knives, you need to invest in sharp knives. It's super, super important. In the kitchen, it is one of the most important things ever. It's one of the things that I would tell you to invest in first. Forget the Vitamix, forget the fancy pots and pans, forget all of that stuff. Invest in a good chef's knife. Now that investment does not have to be, you know, $200, $300. That investment can be $40. Victorinox makes a chef's knife, an 8-inch chef's knife that is amazing, and it's $45, and it can be sharpened over and over and over and over again. I do not sharpen them, Harlow. My husband does once a week because I use my knives so much. He hones them for me, which is not sharpening. This is actually just flattening the blades back out again because they get little bends in them, especially these Japanese knives. So he hones them for me once a week. I actually know how to do it, but he's better at it than I am, so I just let him do it. And then he sharpens them for me about every 6 to 8 months. That's frequent. Once a year is typically fine, but because I am using them so often with you guys here and doing recipe testing and everything, we go about every 6 months. A chef that is using theirs in a commercial situation goes about every week to 2 weeks sharpening their knives. So it is the life of your knife. You can pay to have them sharpened. You can buy a knife sharpener. If you're buying a blade like this, if you're buying a knife like this and you're spending this kind of money on a Japanese type knife, then you do not want to put them in a knife sharpener. I would learn how to sharpen by hand, or I would pay to have them sharpened by hand. That would be anybody who runs them through a machine is actually very, very hard on your knife surfaces. So yes, no dishwasher. Bingo, Jen. It's the worst thing you can do for your knives is put them in a dishwasher. They should be rinsed as soon as you use them. They should be rinsed and dried. If you can even avoid soap on them, unless you're cutting meat or something like that, if you can even avoid soap, I would recommend avoiding soap on them. So yes. You need new knives now. Yes. So a lot of people I go into a lot of kitchens. So thank you, Harlow. So I go, yes, they are sharpened at a different angle. You're absolutely right. So I go into a lot of kitchens, and one of the things that when I'm talking to people about revamping their kitchen, is the fact that their knives are not sharp, and it's frustrating. So you go to cut veggies, there goes Robin, you go to cut veggies or anything like that, and it's like, you know, it's work. I mean, I have people that are sawing through their vegetables. If you have to saw through vegetables, it is time to get your knives sharpened. If you don't know if your knives can be sharpened or not, take them to a knife sharpener. Most kitchen stores will do this, not like Bed Bath & Beyond. I'm talking about like Specialty, Sur La Table, you know, kitchen stores. Take them and say, can my knives be sharpened? Get your knives sharpened if you can. It'll make a huge, huge difference, and you'll be so much less frustrated in the kitchen if you do that. Things will go so much faster if you do that. So that's right. Absolutely. Yes. Dull knives are dangerous. Dull knives are things, I don't know how this turned into a knife discussion. We were talking about parsley, but dull knives are dangerous in the kitchen. You do not want a dull knife. They can actually, because you have to use more force to push down on things, your fingers tend to get in the way, and you're like, have this power grab on something and you're trying to chop it. You actually run the risk of cutting yourself easier there. So let me come over here to Facebook, you guys. I'm going to pop off here. You guys on Periscope, stay with me. I'm going to pop off here. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I hope you learned something about parsley. Eat your parsley. Leslie says, eat your parsley. All right. Have a good day. Okay. Sorry about that. I get a time limit over there and they'll cut me off, and I hate that when I don't get to say bye. So I wanted to make sure that I said bye. Yesterday, it just cut me off. I didn't even get to say bye. So yes. Okay. So anybody have any questions about parsley, about knives, about anything like that? Can I help you with anything? I don't know what that means. That's right. Do I have something in my teeth? Yeah, right. You're like walking around. What? You're like, do I have something in my teeth? What? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. If I would ask my date, right? I'd be like, do I have anything in my teeth? Are we good? Are we good to go? It's the many rules of parsley. Things to do with parsley. Yeah, you could put it in your hair. It's St. Patrick's Day. You could actually just have a little parsley in your hair there. So there are tons of benefits. We talked about those at the beginning of this Periscope, so make sure you watch the replay. Tons and tons and tons. Recap really fast, full of antioxidants. Vitamin C, vitamin K, helps kill bad breath, is a natural diuretic in the body. It helps fight free radicals. Tons and tons of information there. So watch the replay and you can see exactly what it does. So here are things that you can use. You can put Happy St. Patty's Day. Here's the things that you can use parsley in. Salads, hummus, tabbouleh, of course. At some point, I'm going to teach you guys my quinoa tabbouleh. It's so good. I have to teach it to you. Tabbouleh, pesto. I love pesto. I love pesto on vegetables. So pesto on squash. If you've never had pesto on yellow and green squash, you just have to trust me here. They are so good. Pesto on zucchini. God, like roasted zucchini and pesto. Okay, anyway. I can teach you how to make pesto as well. Soups, pizza topping. It's one of my favorite pizza toppings. Sauces, and tomorrow, I know I love tabbouleh too. Tomorrow we are making a frittata, and all the ingredients that we've been talking about all week: horseradish, onions, eggs, parsley. We're actually going to use some asparagus as well, and a teeny little bit of cheese. We're going to make this frittata tomorrow on For Real Food Fridays that has all these super ingredients that are healing foods that we've been talking about all week into one dish. So yeah, it's going to be an amazing episode tomorrow. So you guys don't want to miss that. And I'm going to teach you a couple of tricks about making a frittata as well. So yes, absolutely, absolutely. Great day coming up tomorrow. Buffalo cheese. No, it's not the buffalo mozzarella. We're just going to use a raw cheddar tomorrow. Just a little bit. It's only like 1/4 of a cup. It's just a little tiny bit. Tiny little bit. So usually when I'm chopping parsley, what do you say, Robin?
I'll be someplace else.
No, what do you say? You sing the little song, chopping?
Chopping broccoli.
Usually if I'm chopping parsley, he's, instead of saying chopping broccoli, he's in here saying chopping parsley. I know, right? I think it's kind of, I think I'm going to rock it the rest of the day here. At least it's not my teeth. It's not my teeth. That's good. Chopping broccoli. Okay, but parsley. Chopping parsley. I know, he's adorable. I agree. All right, you guys. I am out of here. I am going to go... What? Really? Harlow? Really? For reals? For reals? I love that. A little Irish lass, I know, with my parsley in my hair. That's awesome. Congratulations, Harlow. I helped you, but you did it. You did it, because you could listen to me all day long and not incorporate any of this into your life and still have high blood pressure. So you did it. Oh, it's my voice. I see. I love that. I thought you meant the food you were cooking did it. That's awesome. Thank you. That's very sweet for you to say that. All right. This is my only broadcast today. I will not be... That is awesome. Oh, yay. Good for you. I love it. I will not be broadcasting again today. I am feverishly working on my big surprise to reveal to you guys tomorrow. And so tomorrow in my broadcast, I'm actually going to, I'm making a big deal out of it. You guys are thinking something that is not that. Let's just get it out there. It is not that I have a show on Food Network. Let's just put it out there right now. That has not happened yet. Anyway, but that's not my big surprise. But tomorrow I'm going to hand down a big surprise to you guys that I'm super excited about, that I can't wait to share with you. It's actually what you've been... It's not about poaching either, Harlow. Your comment cracked me up today. I was like, right? I know, for real. Yes, the operative word there is yet. Yeah, so, but it's something that you guys have been asking for. And so I hope to reveal it tomorrow and deliver on it. So yes. Oh, okay, yeah. Actually, if you're a VIP, you're going to know today. So if you're a Go-To Kitchens VIP, if you've signed up for a VIP and you are over on the Facebook page, so you've made the leap from just being a VIP and email, and you've actually come over to the Facebook VIP page with Go-To Kitchens, where all the VIPs hang out. It's a really cool swank place. It's called the Go-To Kitchens VIP Lounge. So if you're a member of that, I'm actually going to put a video out today to announce, probably later on this evening, to announce what is... Yes, you are. You should be there. I know, because you're cool like that, right? And so if you guys are not a VIP, it is not too late. You can go over GoToKitchens.com, VIP access. You just put in an email. It will give you a confirmation email. It will send a link back to you that is a link to the VIP page on Facebook, and you just ask to join. I typically accept them within seconds because I get all excited. I'm like, oh, somebody wants to be in the VIP. So I put you right in, and you can do that. And then you're also going to get an ebook, How to Fall in Love with Your Kitchen and Yourself. So yes, super excited. So if you want to know the news faster than tomorrow, then go sign up and become a VIP. All right, you guys, GoToKitchens.com is the website. Please check it out if you haven't. If you haven't followed me here, please follow me. I would love that. I would love that. I do this broadcast every weekday at noon Mountain Time. You do have the green hearts. Yay, lucky hearts. Lucky hearts, lucky hearts. Yeah, you guys have an amazing afternoon, and I will see you tomorrow. We're making the frittata. Bye, Harlow. Love you too. Making the frittata tomorrow. Bye, Sonia. See ya. Love you guys so much. Have an amazing afternoon. Bye.